In this video, I'll be trying to beat 3 Terraria bosses while Sammy Studios and DragonDuck Studios attempt to hunt me down. But first, the rules. The first rule is that you cannot camp spawn. The second rule is that you cannot camp dungeon, and the third rule is that you cannot use invincible blocks to trap me. I will be starting with Hermes boots and the gold pickaxe along with the giant diamond. If the hunters pick up the diamond at any point during the run, I lose. We are all playing as medium core characters in the classic world. Good, pretty simple, right? Well, little did I know, everything would go up in flames. So will the hunters beat me and claim the diamond, or I emerge victorious and place their butts above my fireplace? Let's see. By the way, I'll have both of them linked down in the description. Make sure to go check them out. So we started off having technical difficulties, or so they thought. Really, I was just aiming to get a head start, so once they looked to be nice and distracted, I was off. It took them a while to realize I was gone, but when they inevitably did, they ran the opposite direction. Perfect. This wasn't all bad though, as now I had a shot at the musket. That was until I got stuck in a hole for the next 5 minutes, so how about we check up on the hunters, who were off in caves getting good loot. At this point, I knew that I needed to get out of here, so I made a mad dash out of the Crimson and decided to go over this cave, as I thought that they definitely went down there. Meanwhile, the hunters seem to have found themselves in a glowing mushroom biome, which is bad for me. However, they also seem to have a problem with dying. Over the hill, I end up finding a cave. Nope, it's a dead end, but at least I have a safe place for the night. Yeah, no, I started digging down until I reached the underground desert. Now listen, I know, the underground desert is really dangerous, but I know... With it being nighttime, it was way too dangerous to trek back there, so I had to bunker up for the night, which...
Giant hole.
Luckily, none of the hunters got to my loot, and neither did I. No. You know what? I'm fine. This was really not good, as I just revealed my location right before I died. And oh no, while down in the mines, Sammy had teleported because of a bat, and now he was right on my trail. But luckily with my Nope, hold on. I lost my Hermes boots back in the desert. Oh no. Well, I tried to block him so I can get my loot, but it didn't matter. They knew where the diamond is, and I can't defeat them even if I get my loot back. I have no armor and no weapon down there. My one and only option is to outsmart him, so I started building up. I blocked him, but then he got up the other hill faster. At this point, they started formulating a plan, and I was starting to feel very nervous that this was the end.
Do you still have him?
He's kind of boxed in.
Or, not really a plan, but more about lefts and rights.
You know your difference between left and right. Right? Please?
Yeah.
Well, my plan A failed, because now DDS was going to be arriving. I still had plan B, which was to dig out of the right after making them think I had no other escape plan. Unfortunately, I failed to realize that there was a gap right there. While barely avoiding spears as I ran, I quickly needed to come up with plan C, because I can't jump this gap, meaning I would have to go underground. The only way I can salvage this is to kill him with fall damage. And I did! Something I can place a platform. Oh, no. Okay, but unfortunately, it's over. DragonDuck Studios can go easily grab the... Oh, she didn't know where it was! She even ended up leaving the area, meaning I got to collect all of Sammy's loot and my own, making me completely stacked and by far the strongest person in this lobby. Then, with the bombs I had, I got the musket and set up a base of operations. And all of this power ended up kicking off the rise of... However, I wasn't the only one to be setting up a base of operations. The hunters got to work on their rightfully named Ugly House. I'm not saying mine was better, but the hunters also started to explore the surface more, collecting loot from trees and making wood armor. Meanwhile, I found this weird side of the underground of a desert house in the middle of nowhere. After bombing my way in, I got the snake charmer's flute. Decided to start going deeper, mining any ore and getting any life crystals I found along the way. After that, I set up a second base where I crafted my second piece of tungsten armor. After that, I ended up finding an emerald vein that gave me just enough gems to make this hook. Along with this, I really wanted to make the magic a little bit... Anyways, I ended up finding a glowing mushroom biome which had 2 golden chests, one of which contained a flare. No, it didn't. My word, one of which had a magic mirror and the other one had a mace. I also ended up bombing this patch of gold, hoping to get gold armor, but I never did, so cool. I did continue with my epic gamer moment sessions, though, to get more sweet, juicy Tangus. I also found this minecart track, but please Please just end the pain. Why? On a more funny note, this happened. It turns out what happened was the guy ended up shooting DDS. So I guess he's on my side. Also, as you can see, a slime rain was happening up above. Now this was bad because the hunters had two options. They could either leave it alone, or because they had no other option, attack it and summon the king slime. This was bad because I knew for a fact that the king slime would spawn at my position. However, I decided to ignore this and craft up the rest of my armor. Then tee-hee, ha ha ha, that means I'm now Okay, stop the music, because this isn't epic. The hunters seem to be in a horrible spot right now. I mean, they can't do anything. Chased her down, him down. You're dead! All that worrying I had done was for nothing. They were incredibly weak. And sure, this was good for me. It was also sad to think that for the past half hour, they've been sitting in this house being killed over and over. I pushed that out of my mind though and started to build up. I was making a sky bridge to keep them away, but after I revealed my location, it didn't take long for them to meet me up there. But, yeah, dead. Sammy decided to go spelunking after that in an attempt to get any gear to fight, while DDS stayed to make sure I didn't make too much progress. I then tried to craft golden armor, but I didn't have enough. I moved my platform up, but it was time for me to reveal my location again, so that was kind of worthless. Then, in what I can only describe as a true act of pure boredom, I decided to bomb the hunter's house, as if they weren't suffering enough. The surprises didn't stop there, because I ended up dropping stand on them, which somehow confused DDS to the point of death. Eventually, when night fell, I ended up summoning the Eye of Cthulhu, and despite DDS standing guard, she did literally nothing. And, well, this boss wasn't hard, it was Eye of Cthulhu on classic mode with a musket, so. I then teleported home to see what I had done to their base, and oh my goodness. Now I had one of 3 bosses that needed to be taken care of, and the hunters were completely useless. The only way they could stop me now was to very quickly gear up, but obviously it wasn't going to be that simple, because shortly after I made a dash to the corruption where I got a mace upgrade. Afterwards, I decided to kill the Eater of Worlds, and guys, I forgot just how easy classic mode is. I grappled to the floor and swung my mace, and before long, he was dead. After the fight was over, I used the materials to craft full shadow armor, and I'll level with y'all. We stopped at this point. They no longer even had a shot at winning whatever this was. Due to a bad start, medium core characters, and a multitude of other problems, the hunters accepted defeat. Now, while this attempt may be over, from what I've gathered, they would be up for another go. Next time, they probably wouldn't be medium core characters either, and hopefully they would actually have a plan. Back to the medium core thing, that was really a problem on my part. The whole point of a manhunt challenge like this is that the person that's being hunted is at a severe disadvantage, and hindering the hunters with medium core was bad in hindsight. But either way, I guess I beat the hunters 1-0. No more of that. Okay, welcome to the interview with the 2 guys. Would y'all like to introduce yourselves?
Hello.
I'm Sammy.
And this one.
Hi, I'm Doug.
Yep,
I
Doug.
like ducks.
Okay, so I'm going to be asking y'all some questions about what happened over in y'all's experience.
Okay.
So what was your overall experience out of 10? Like, how would you rate the whole experience as a whole?
Maybe like a 4.
A 4? Okay,
Yeah.
so what do you think went wrong? A 3? Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you say went terribly wrong?
Well, we just kind of died at one point and then we just couldn't recover.
Makes sense. I stole all y'all's loot at that beginning. That y'all were sold then. Okay.
Yeah.
How would you feel about doing it again without medium core? Like, how would y'all think y'all would fare at that point?
I feel like we'd lose, but I feel like there would be a bit more of an actual challenge.
A bit more of a challenge.
I don't know. I don't play the game a lot, so.
Yeah. So I think maybe what Sammy here said. Next, very important question: what is your favorite Pop-Tart flavor?
Pop-Tart? I kind of like cherry.
Now you're a psychopath.
I'm a sucker for like the overly sugar.
That's
sugary
just
ones.
not good.
Yeah,
like it's
that's-
just it feels good in the moment.
Yeah.
Feels good in the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's an actually important question. Where
Okay.
can people find you?
What do you?
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Instagram?
At,
What?
Sammy Studios.
Okay.
But instead of
An O?
instead of an O,
It's a zero.
Yeah, it's a zero.
And
Y'all
you, Duck?
get what I'm saying.
You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at DragonDuck Studios.
Is the O zero?
No.
Oh, okay. So
It's a
you're
regular
just
O.
original. Okay. Okay. That's gonna wrap it up for this one. But if you want to see more, there should be more on the way. Right now, I have a short series going on, but I plan to do more long stuff going forward, long form. Including stuff like multiplayer, with PvP always on, and like guides to all the subclasses in the game. Also, thanks for all the support recently. I mean, like, shocking amount of subs is fast. I did not think I'd be here this quickly. But anyways, as always, consider going outside. You may not like it, but you probably won't regret it. Until next time, this has been Sing Bizor Nethcut telling you to go outside.